Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I wanted to show just some different types of lift kits that I do. Um, they are my simple and easy ways to lift trucks. Um, as I had shown before, I got some of these Kings of Crunch trucks. I've chosen the white rim tires for the First Blood truck because it's got the white roll bar on there with the lights. I chose some aluminum wheels for the Bigfoot, and I chose some chrome for the Enforcer here because it's got a lot of chrome on it. I like that. I did put on some black wheels here on this Dodge simply because it's more of a flat yellow, older looking. No real other color on here. And I had plenty of black wheels, off-road wheels to put on it. Just a simple basic truck there, so I like how that came out. Pretty cool. All right. But the kits that I make will come out of wiring, as you can see here. I use this for axle covers, which as you can see here, I used one in this area here, but what I do is I try to make my cuts as sharp as possible here in case I want to switch the tires out or the wheels. Excuse me. I'll just simply slide open the plastic here, and I can easily slide. Nope, I have to glue that one in. Excuse me. But the axles come right out of there, as you can see that. There it is. So then what I will do is just splice that back open. This type of plastic for this wire, it takes its shape back. So what I will do is I'll pry it open like this. Take my axle back, slide it back in there. And it will squeeze right back in there. So obviously I didn't screw this one back in there. Got to put some screws in that. And then I will use this type of, now these came off the Jada trucks, and these come off the Kings of Crunch. And as I had shown before, these Kings of Crunch, there's only 4 tabs where it's connected onto the truck. So I simple wiggling it back and forth, they'll snap right off. And it all depends what size wheel you're going to put on. If you're using, I don't know, scales of wheels, but if you're using this size opposed to this size. Okay, now here on this Chevy truck here, I did use a Jada base or axle, but I left off the base on the truck so that I can sit it in there. I didn't want it lifted way too high. I always try to give it a good space so it looks nice. And of course these are type of wheels that you can pull apart, so I was able to drive it through the axle. I always want them to spin, of course. But as you can see, I don't have a base on the truck. I did split the axles apart to fit the truck where it's going to go. That's another way I do it. But here to show how I do the wire part. Let's just say I want to take a piece off of that. And then what I will do is I will take a knife right along where the color is. This doesn't have, some have your polarity, not the polarity, the positive and negative striping on it. Some don't, but this one has where I split it apart. It left a nice line. I like to get it nice and straight. Doesn't happen all the time, but if you can follow that line. Split that open. Pull that wire out of there. Okay. Where are my needle nose? Take my needle nose, wrap it around. Okay. Well, let's do this. Make it easy. Just take the cut all the way down. There it is. Here's the wire. Now, I used to make trees out of a thicker gauge wire, out of these. I used to make trees for my dioramas, and simply giving it a twist in the middle towards the bottom. The bottom, you can open them up as roots. Okay, that's the roots here. The top, of course, they were bigger. You can make whatever size trees, and then just flare out the top, spread the wires out all over, pour a little bit of glue on it, drop some foliage, greenage on it, whatever you want to do. Just thought I'd throw that in since I had it. Or you can make a dead tree, paint it, and there's a little tree. But I don't need it, so it's garbage. Anyway, so now I have the coating here, the wire coating that I want to use. Got the split on there. And what I will do, I will measure this out. I want to try to get the edges straight too, so let me go ahead and do that first. Clip it off with pliers or whatever, cutters, clippers, or a knife. Nice and straight now. And I will bring it in here. This is also going to help you to keep the wheels from flopping around too much. So I'll try to measure it the best that I can. Can't do it this way. I don't like doing it that way. Excuse me. So we'll see how that works. a lot of my judgment is just eyeing it. I'll crease it with my nail. Yeah, it's a little crooked there. All right, let's see how that comes out. Now, hope this video doesn't come out too long and boring, but you know what? I'm not great at all the cutting and all that fancy stuff yet. I'll say yet. My daughters try to teach me all that stuff, but it's like, wait, you have a phone that can do it. I don't. And there it is. So that will act as the axle cover. Wheels can spin very freely, nicely. Now, here's the thing. If I place it on there, that's a good height. I like that. I like the natural, almost looking, not too high. Okay. But I also don't want it to hit or rub. I believe I did extend the axles. I did replace the axles. So that is fitting pretty good right there. If my tire was still rubbing on something here on the wheel fenders or something, what I do then is I would lift it a little bit higher. It can still go up this high, which is not bad. That's sitting on the base. I can go up higher. I think that's cool. Now I've also positioned my camera in a different way here, so I will be checking it out and seeing how it comes out. So that's not bad. I actually like that. It's not that high, and it spins. So let me get the other wheel, the other axle ready, and then I'll show you how that comes out. All right, guys, so we got both axles ready. Now here's something else. This is it's a foam padding, very strong adhesive. These are for the bottom of tables and chairs when you don't want them to slide on hardwood flooring or vinyl flooring. You stick these, you cut out your piece that you want, and you'll stick it to the bottom of your chair or your table, and it holds very, very strong. This foam is very, very thick, very durable, and I like using it for something like this. Let's say, you know, this is just going on the base of the truck, which fits, which I just measured. It does the wheels do spin, so there's plenty of space. But let's say I wanted to go a little bit higher, so I'll cut some pieces off of that, and using the super glue, the gel, I like using the gel, I'll add a couple of pieces to the bottom of the axle here, of the base. Before I glue it, I will check it, and then I will take the axle here, glue that to the bottom, and that's where it will sit. So it's still really nice, still got a good height to it, good size wheels. I don't like going too high with the small wheels because then it looks funny. So the whole thing's going to be on you judging how high you want it to sit, which I do like that anyway. I think either that or no padding. I think it still looks really nice on both. Okay, now one thing I like about using that padding is that, let's say here on this Chevy, 64 Chevy. You can see I did use it here on the bottom. I got 2 pieces of foam with the axle, and what I like about that is that it gives it a little bit of suspension. Yeah, not that I'm going to use it much, but it just looks good. I like it if I'm showing it or something in my diorama, and hide my hands a little bit and show the truck moving across some timber or some road debris or something. The tracks, my train tracks, it'll cross over the tracks and actually shift a little bit. It's just for looks. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I like using that foam padding. Here's something that when I first started lifting, and look, still a lot of play in there, but I would just take plastic pieces. These rings are from the base of the M2s. On the base where the screws go through to hold to the bottom of the car, I would just clip them off, glue those to the bottom bases of anything else that I can make it fit, and that's how I was doing it. Yep. So that is going to be, well, how am I going to do it? Do I want to use a foam padding, which I do like that height, or am I just going to leave it here, which I still like that height as well? So I think I may do the padding. So let me get a couple of pieces cut out. Those were used, and I'll get back to you on that one. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got the pads on there. I'm going to use these pads just to give it a little bit more lift on it. So then I will put the axles on here. Try to keep that right in the center. Now don't always go with the center of the pad, because that might be off a little bit. Go with the center of where the axle was at before. A little bit more in there. Now the axle part, I'm going to try to keep the cut on top, like unexposed from the glue, so it doesn't get stuck in there. And this is where you got to get it pretty much aligned where it's going to go, because a glue will grab it right away. So see how that works. I like to leave my fingers past a little bit the tire, so that this will rub on the edge of the truck, and it'll help me line up a little bit better. And this one's too high, so I'm just going to eye it in there, make sure I got space on both sides. Rock it just to spread the glue out a little bit. It looks pretty straight to me. Hold it in there just a tad. To the front one. Really love this gel super glue. doesn't run crazy on you, you know, and ruin your job. And find a cut on the axle to keep it up. Oh no, rubbed it on the glue. This one grabbed really quick. I barely laid it on there and it grabbed. Looks straight, looks good. And there it is. Want to let that glue dry really good. And that's how I bring them down. Don't slam them, but bring them off the big wheels. And now we will fit. These are the width of the lanes, so it fits a lot better in there, and it rolls really nice. That's basically what I do for lifting. This you can double it if you want to go even higher to keep that same, you know, motion in there. Other than that, if you keep your bottoms to the, like I said, Jada or the other Kings of Crunch, you can always cut away the height here to bring them lower if you need it. Basically, guys, it's going to be cutting, chopping, gluing, whatever you have to do just to make it work, you know. I hope this helped out, guys. Sorry if the video went too long, but these things are never fast. It may look like I show a truck and then next thing you know it's lifted, or you know, it's got some different wheels on it, but yeah, that's just the cutting and stopping of a video. It would have gone longer but let me see if there's anything else. That's basically what I use, guys. The plastic covering on wires. There's different gauges if you want them bigger. Here's one that I did months ago. I just took like a half hour of my time and just went slicing it all the way down just so I have a, and this was about 2 feet long. Now I only have a foot long left. So yeah, that works out for me. Again, other axles and stuff you could use. And that's it, guys. I hope it helps out anyone who is interested. I was asked about it, and that's how I do it, and that's how it's done. So thank you guys again. Thank you everybody for the, you know, all the subscribers. A lot of you already know I hit my 500, which was a big surprise to me. But not that I don't care. You know, we all get caught up in what we're doing, and it's because we love what we do. You know, it's our hobby. It's what keeps us entertained. It's what keeps us busy. But thank you guys, everyone. Again, thank you, and I hope this helped out. Laters.